Hello and welcome back to the series of access videos that will never be displayed probably after this year, because by that point we'll be doing a different qualification and they approach databases slightly differently, and I've got to make different tutorials based on that. So you guys are probably going to be the last guys ever to see this, because I'm not posting them up publicly. I'm posting them up as unlisted, so only people who I give a link to can actually see these. There may be noise in the background because I've got someone playing Call of Duty in the background. They might be playing the zombies. I'm not 100% sure what exactly bit they're playing now. It definitely was zombies. There may be squeaking cats. There may be meowing cats. There may be a cat coming up and headbutting the microphone at some point. I may shout at cats. I don't know. But there is a preamble warning that goes with this video. So, at the moment, we have been looking at passing criteria to a query from a form, and we've been doing it by typing in the value that we want. Now, this is all well and good if the users know the value that they want to search for. So something like the name of a character, the name of a technician, they're probably going to know that and be able to type that in. But there's some stuff that they're not going to know how it's been set up. So we might want to pass them something in the form of a drop-down list. Or, sorry, we might want to give them something in the form of a drop-down list passed into the query. Let me get that the right way around. So let's look at how we can do this. Now, it's a little bit irritating having to do this the way that Access is making us do it, because for some strange reason at the moment, when we put in the drop-down list, Access has decided that it's not going to pick up the values from a table lookup. It will only get the values if we input the values ourselves. Yawn, long, but without going into a lot of Visual Basic coding, it is the best way to do it. So if you've got something where you're going to need to remember a series of data and information, I would advise taking a screenshot of that table that you're going to search for the information from with the query, to make sure that when you insert the values, you're inserting them correctly. Then we want to go into the Design tab in the design view of our form. And as slightly odd as it sounds, we want to select the combo box. The combo box gives us a drop down. The list box that you would expect to give you a drop down gives you a combination of stuff that you can choose from. I'm not quite sure what happened with the naming there. Something, obviously. So you want the combo box for a drop down list. And there is my combo box. Now, as I've just said, for some reason it's not picking this up to pass through to the query. So we're going to want to type in the values that we want. Now, because I'm doing this, I'm going to do this for the gender of the fish. So we've got M, F, or O as our options. There's F, M, O into there. I'm going to press next, and let's label this fish gender. Oh, hang on, this is asking for a label, so let's go with select gender. And that will change our label, not the name of the box, which we will look at in a second. Now, when I press finish, I've now got a select gender option, which I'm just going to line up with this name of fish over here. And hopefully, I know that's going to, yeah, so remembering that if we want to line things up properly, we need to extend the size and then shrink the size at the other side so that they line up to give us a nicely laid out form. So we've done this drop down box. We need to name the drop down box. So let's call this select gender, because that's literally what it is. It's selecting gender. Save the form. And then if we go into the form view, there is our drop down box. From that point, it's the same practice and the same principle as what we've had before. So I'm going to open my fish search straight into design view to avoid an annoying pop-up that comes up to ask me to enter a search criteria so that it can search the database and give me the results. And I'm going to add the field in that I've just put in to search for the fish gender. So I'm going to start off putting it in here. And we did this one by typing in. So we can put in a square bracket, put F in, select forms, write the exclamation mark, select the form that we want, and then select the item we want that way. Or if you're more of a visual person, you might want to right click in the criteria field and go to build, which will give you the expression builder. And in there, if we click on our database, we can click on the forms, go to all forms, and this time I want the search form. There's my select gender field. Click OK. Note to self, double click to put that in. Sorry, let me just do that again quickly. So into forms, all forms, search form, and this time double click on the field that we want it to search from so that it appears in this box up here. Then press OK. And now you'll notice that that is exactly the same format in each of those boxes. So I'm going to save that query now. I'm going to close that query. And I'm going to put in here Bob. And I'm going to put in male as the gender. If I run that query, apparently I don't have a fish called Bob who is male.